it's Chris Live, and this is a walkthrough on all things website and funnel builder. And so, if you're logged into your B Suite account and you're on the home page, the dashboard, we're going to navigate down to sites. And you're going to see a bunch of tabs. It's going to land you right on the funnels tab, but you'll see funnels, websites, stores, webinars, analytics, blogs, WordPress, client portal, forms, surveys, quizzes, chat widget, and QR codes. For this video, we're going to focus on these two. The builder applies for stores as well as webinars. However, just for training purposes, we're going to focus on websites. You'll see a couple buttons here. If you haven't done anything yet, this will be blank. But you can go ahead and create a new website. You can either do it from blank or from templates. We've got plenty of templates. For this part of the tutorial, we're going to just do one from blank. Because what I want to do is show you all of the elements of the website builder, and then we'll see how it looks when you are playing around with the template. All right, so once you have the site created, you're going to see a blank canvas, no pages, nothing like that. There are a few tabs up the top. You've got your pages tab. This is where the pages of your website will be housed. You've got your statistics. This is where the stats from all of the visits and views will show up. Then you've got your sales tab where all of your sales records will show. Don't really need to worry about security right now. We don't have any security headers, but we'll talk about that in another video. And this will track data to Meta if you're doing that. And then your settings. Your settings are important because this is where you'll connect your domain, the path to your website, the main path, and then payment mode. So if you want to test payments before you launch, or if you want to require credit cards even for 0 purchases, you'll set all those settings here. And then you can save the website, right? Or save the settings. So you always want to make sure you save it. Don't delete it unless you want to delete it. It will confirm that you want to delete it, but you want to save it. So let's talk about the pages of your website. So you'll want to name your page test page for learning, but you'll name it what you want. It will automatically add a path if you need. If you want something specific, you can put that there. So you can put home, or it will just create one based on the name of the page. You can also import pages from ClickFunnels if you need to. So we'll create this page, and the reason I want to create this blank page is so I can walk through the elements of the website builder with you. So here you'll see a couple options. So you've got your page and you got the option to choose an existing or create from blank. When you choose from an existing page, what you have the ability to do is choose from funnels, websites, or webinars, any existing page that already exists. So let's say I like it's already created, I should say. So let's say I really like the homepage of this floral shop, but I just want to change it for another client or another reason, if it's for me, whatever, right? I'll just select this and then I'll click import and it will pull that entire page right in without you having to do anything. So that is the import from existing funnel or web page option. Now creating from blank will just do just that. It will create the website from blank and it'll be a blank slate. You have some other buttons here that I just want to run through so you know what they are. The 3 dots here give you your page settings. Page settings are name of the page and path for the page, not the website, right? So you got the page settings. Then you can clone this page if you want to use it as a template throughout the site. You can add products to be sold on this page, and then you can also delete it. So those are the options there. This will preview the page in a separate link. Right now it's blank, so if I click that, you're just going to get a blank page, right? And then your edit. So whenever you're ready to edit the page itself, you can either click the button and it will open the editor right in the window, or you can go back and you can click edit in a new tab. And so this way you have your site settings and everything over here, and then you've got your builder open. I always like to work in a new tab. It works best for me. So again, you have the ability to click edit and it will open the builder in this window. You can edit in a new tab and it will open it in a new tab. This edit page details buttons also opens the editor in the window. Okay, so now we've got our blank page, and let's talk about building out the elements and sections, etc. So you'll see a plus sign here, and when you click add, the panel of elements will pop out. That is the same as this plus sign here. So if you click this plus sign, this will pop out, or you click this plus sign, this panel will pop out. These are all of the things you can add to the page. And so in order to add anything to the page, it needs to be in a section, inside of a row, and then in a column. So let me show you two ways you can do that. You can put in a full section. You can put in, any size, any size section you're looking for, but we're going to stick with full for this section. Then you can add a row. So say you want 2 columns, you'll add a 2-column row, and then each of those columns you can add an element. So let's say we want text on this side, and we want, looking through the elements, we can use a picture, right? So now we got a text on one side, picture on the other side. The main thing is it goes from section to row to column to element. So again, green is section, blue is row, purple is column, orange is the element. Your elements are the things that show on the page, right? And you can change the settings to any of these things, right? So you can change settings to a section where you can give it a background. This can be a color, it could be a picture, it could be, anything you want. And then the picture can be repeated, the picture can be no repeat, the picture can be stretched. So all kinds of continued settings there. And then you can play around with this. So from opacity, all of that kind of stuff, right? Now, these same settings apply just about everywhere. So background, opacity, width, all of that can go on a column, a row, and an element, right? So some of these elements can have a background color. If I wanted that pink or gray or blue, things like that, right? No real design reason here. So now that we've got an understanding of how to get things onto the page and move them around a little bit, or set them up, I should say, let me put some stuff on the page so you can see how to move it around a little bit. So let's take the second and let's just try to build out like a little appointment booking page. So if I were going to do that, I'm going to do one section for this entire thing. And then I'm going to do a few rows. My first row is going to be a 1 column. And then I'm going to put a header here. I'm not going to design this. I'm just going to framework it so you can see it in action. So let's say this is going to do book and appointment. And I want to add a picture, image, book an appointment with me. And that'll be a picture of me. And then say I want to put some more information about booking the appointment. I'm going to do a 2-column row. And then I'm going to add an element, add another header. Let's say why you should book. And let's say I don't feel like going back opening the panel again. I'm just going to duplicate this and move it over here and say why you should book now. And maybe I have a few reasons to list under there. So that my reasons go under here, I'm going to add the plus sign and look for a bullet list. A bullet list of reasons here. But oh no, I added it in its own column. What do I do now? Now I'm going to move it around. So I'm going to look for, this will move it, this will clone it, and this will delete it. And that works on sections, row, and column, right? So an element. So I want to move this under here. Oh no, that didn't work. Now I can use my arrows to move it up. I can also use my duplicate button again to move this over. And now I've got 2 sections. More reasons, another reason. And then I'll do that over here. More reasons, another reason. And let's say this is just a little too big, so I want to make this smaller. I'm going to make this a 200 width. And then we need our calendar. So this is one of the key things I wanted to show you. You can pull in almost anything you need on a page, right? So let's look at our elements. And I don't want this to get too long, so I'm going to try to stop at the 15-minute mark. So you've got headlines, paragraph. This is all your text stuff. Then you can pull in a form, so you can capture info from people and have a submit button. You can bring in parts of your blog. You can bring in any media, so from pictures to videos to logos, testimonials. You can bring in custom stuff from surveys to pricing tables to calendars, and that's what we want here. So I'm going to bring in our calendar. I'm going to choose my free consultation calendar. That's just a demo calendar. And it's going to show up. And now when people come to this page, they'll see book an appointment. They'll see my picture, my list, and then the calendar. And then they can book an appointment right away. So like I said, those editing and customization pieces that you see on this side. So this is your element panel and this is your editor panel. And in this panel, you'll see what's selected and what you're working on. So right now I'm working on this section. And then if I click this, now I'm working on the row. This is where I want to show you that it's really important to label things so that when you look at it from a bird's eye view, you know what's what. So if I name this header section and then I make this my photo and then the calendar section. When I look at my layers of my web page, I will see it under page, all of my sections, and it'll make it a lot easier to work with. And labeling them, that helps a lot. It's a best practice for me. Your pages, when you add more pages to the site, you'll be able to switch through them in this tab. The rest of this stuff is a little coding stuff. So tracking, if you're into that, then you would know what to do there. But this is like custom CSS also for coding, design things on the site, if you want to do that, of course. And then you've got your text. So this will apply the same text throughout the website, text color and link color. And then background will make the entire website backgroundness and will flow through the site, and you can cover and adjust as you'd like. That can be a picture or an image. This here is going to be for your pop-ups. If you want to add a pop-up to the site and in different places and different priority, different order for whatever reason, you can do that here. We have multiple pop-ups, etc., but that tab is for pop-ups here. This is for your SEO metadata. This is important. So every page you put together, you'll want to name it, give it a description, put an author on it, and then update it. This is going to help with your search engine listings. And then I'll make another video on that in particular, but be sure to fill this part of every page out that you create. Almost over 15 minutes. So the last thing is custom codes. Unless you're coding, you don't need to worry about that. And then cookie consent. So, you go to a site and it pops up. It's like, oh, we have cookies. You can go ahead and add a bubble that lets them know about the cookies and where you want, if they want to accept it. Okay, so this is part 1 of the tutorial. Really just the elements, the sections, the columns. Well, let me start over. The sections, the rows, the columns, and then the elements and how to maneuver and add them here. And then as well as your, you've got your element panel and then your editor panel. And this is the edits that you can make to any of your elements, from the style to the animation to general edits. Okay, and now that we have all of that here, we know what it looks like. Let's take a look at it. And now we have a page, a simple headline, a space for a picture, a little information, and a calendar. So we'll call that the end of part 1. And in part 2, we'll see what it looks like to use these elements in a template or in a fully designed site. All right, until next time, be visionary.